Hey everyone, good evening. It's Anthony from AB Fitness Center here with a great topic today. Today's topic, we are talking about foods that make your fat loss journey that much easier. Certain foods are so important on this journey. We all know what we should and shouldn't be eating, right? We know that. But what's the most important thing is finding foods that make this journey easier. Success is a planned event. None of this is going to happen on accident. So I want to make this easier for you, and we're going to talk about foods that will make this journey that much easier. Sometimes we like to get creative with our foods, and we talk about all the time how you could fit this in, fit that in, and that's good. You want to be able to have that flexibility in your diet to have things that you want. But sometimes you need to focus on convenience first, because convenience is what's going to make things happen over time. The more convenient you are with your food choices, the better off you're going to be. So, I talked about this 1,000 times, but we want to make this journey a lot easier for you. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is if we can find options that are convenient for you. So, in this episode today, we're going to talk about the foods that make this that much easier for you guys. So we're letting everybody kind of jump on here, and we're going to start with a quote that I found from Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs is a really smart guy. He made Apple. He's the reason why I'm able to talk to you guys right now on my iPhone. But he says, focus and simplicity. Once you understand them, you can move mountains. And that is so true. Because all it takes with fat loss is focused determination and simplicity. It's when you try to make things too complicated that you end up screwing up. So we're going to talk about how to make this a lot simpler. We're going to talk about a lot of the food choices that you can eat. So hopefully more guys will just jump on this and we can have a good conversation about this, because I think this topic is extremely important. Because everyone's always asking me, what should I eat to lose weight? What should I eat to lose weight? The answer to that really is whatever you like. But again, there's certain things that you should eat that are going to be convenient and that are going to make it a lot easier on you. So every one of you is different, obviously, but anyone can benefit from convenient fat loss foods, right? Because it's just when it's simple, it's easy, you don't got to think about it, that's it, simple. So the more convenient we can make this, the less resistant you will be to follow it, and the more consistent you'll be. So let's roll right into this. Super excited to talk to you guys about this. So certain foods that you should be looking for. So let's talk about frozen foods. Frozen foods are sometimes my number one go-to, especially when it comes to produce. Frozen foods are convenient. They last a super long time, and you never have to really worry about them like running out, because it's just like you buy big bags from BJ's or Costco or whatever, a wholesale thing, and they last like forever, okay? So I like buying a lot of things frozen, especially when it comes to produce, because as soon as you buy anything fresh produce, done. In like less than a week, it's gone. Like my wife bought some arugula the other day. It's already gone. It's wilted. It's done. You can't even eat it. So I always prefer to buy my vegetables frozen. They last a lot longer. I don't have to worry about, making sure that I eat them every day in order to have it. Again, it's all about convenience for me. And the more convenient we can make it for you, the better. So, and usually the other thing too with the frozen produce, they usually come and they're already kind of like pre-measured. Sometimes you could buy like one bag and that's already 2 servings of vegetables. Take it, throw it in the microwave. 5 minutes, you have your vegetables right there. You don't got to think about it. You can throw it on top of your meal. It doesn't require any thinking. So frozen produce, definitely my go-to all the time. Frozen protein sources. So oddly enough, with this quarantine that and COVID and all this other stuff that's going on, everyone was rushing around buying all the meats. All the meats. You go in any store, there's no meats anywhere. I went down the frozen aisle. There's a ton of frozen proteins there, and which makes no sense because the frozen stuff is going to last a lot longer than the fresh. But I always like to get bags of frozen chicken just to have it on the side, just in case I end up running out of meat. I have it. I just literally take some out, I measure them, I throw them in the pan, and I cook them really quick, and they're done. So frozen protein, I always like to get the chicken. You can definitely get fish. I like to get them. You can get them raw or pre-cooked, and we'll talk about the pre-cooked after. But I definitely always get chicken. I definitely always get fish frozen, shrimp frozen, such a great, quick snack meal that you could throw together really, really fast. You don't have to worry about that. But those are like usually my go-tos when I go to the store. I get my frozen produce and I get my frozen protein. That's always like my backup source of protein. If I'm ever in a rush or I run out of meat or whatever, I have it in the freezer, take it out, I measure it, and then I throw it in the pan, and that's it. So that and frozen fruits. Again, I love blueberries, I love strawberries, but again, if you don't, especially strawberries, especially lately, strawberries go bad like that really, really quick. You know, we buy one of those little things from Stop and Shop, like those little, however big they are, and they go, if you don't touch them in a couple days, they're done. They're done. So I like to buy all my fruits frozen also. They last a lot longer, and it's also kind of like a good snack. So we had actually put out, so if you go back on our Facebook page, you'll see it. We asked everybody, we polled all of our most successful clients, and we asked them what your favorite snack was. And one of the snacks on the list was strawberries and Cool Whip. And that's a really, really low calorie snack that you can have. But I like doing that with frozen blueberries. Throw frozen blueberries in a bowl, throw some Cool Whip on top, or some, Laura, what's that stuff that you spray on everything? You put in your coffee. I can't think of what it's called right now. The Ready Whip, what is it called? I'm drawing a blank. Whatever, you put that on top of it too, and you can sit there and eat a bowl of frozen blueberries. It's less than 20 carbs, and it's like, you know, your mouth turns blue, obviously, but it's a good, like, refreshing snack to have, and it's not high calorie. So again, these are foods that you should be buying every time you're going to the store because it makes it convenient for you. When you're running around, whipped cream, thank you, Ma. My mom's on here, guys, for those of you who, my mom likes to watch these. I don't know if she just likes to listen to me ramble or she likes to see my face, but because we're in quarantine, so she can't see me. Hey, Louise, how you doing? That's our hero right there. She's on the front line, so we wish you well. But yeah, so every time I go to the store, I'm always buying frozen produce. Again, I like to buy them in the smaller bags. I know it's a little more expensive to do that, but it's easier to measure out. Just grab the frozen bag and I throw it in the microwave and then I throw it in my plate and that's it. Easy. I'm all about convenience, and that's why it's going to make fat loss that much more successful. So I always buy my frozen vegetables. I get my frozen protein. That's usually my backup. Hey, Mo, how you doing? That's usually my backup protein sources, but it's good to keep them. Sometimes if I'm running short on protein, I can just pull a bunch of chicken out of the thing and just throw it in the pan and it's done. I don't got to think about it. And again, the frozen fruit lasts a lot longer. You know, of course, I buy apples and bananas, and those things are a lot easier to, you know, they're convenient as is. Hey, Karen, hopefully you're doing well. So they're convenient too. But, you know, like I said, like the strawberries, the blueberries, the things that go bad fast, I like buying them frozen. And I prefer to have them frozen. To me, I like them a little bit better. They taste a little more like a snack. You can get creative with that too. Like I said, the blueberries, the Cool Whip or the whipped cream, sprinkle some cinnamon on top of that, a little bit of Splenda. Really good. Really good. You can throw some Jell-O in there. You can get creative with all this. All right, so that's the frozen stuff. Hey, Debbie, another hero on the front lines right now. Super proud of you. Hope everything's going well. Hopefully this all gets over and done with soon. All right, so foods that make fat loss easier. Like I said, frozen stuff. Second thing, pre-cooked foods. This is perfect for those of you who have, sometimes like me, who have 5 to 10 minutes to throw a meal together. Pre-cooked stuff is so much easier. Again, the less thinking you got to do, the more convenient it's going to be, and the more consistent you're going to be. So, what are some good pre-cooked meals that you can have? And I'm not talking about full meal. I like to buy everything separate. This way I can measure it out and use it according to my needs. So, pre-cooked foods, I got to cycle back to the frozen stuff. Whenever I buy frozen chicken, I always make sure it's cooked, pre-cooked. Okay, this way I'm just reheating it. I don't like to buy. I have bought the raw chicken before frozen. I have. It's not like I haven't, but it just takes a lot longer to defrost it. I like to buy it already pre-cooked, so I have it and I grab it. Another pre-cooked source of protein, obviously tuna fish. Canned chicken is actually really good. For those of you who have never tried canned chicken, it's really, really, really good. You can make pulled chicken pretty easily. It's in our recipe book, but there's a recipe in there. Pulled chicken in the crock pot, so easy to do. Just take your chicken, throw it in the crock pot, fill it with whatever seasonings you want. You can use chicken broth, you can use hot sauce, you can use teriyaki, you can use all three. Mix it in there, cover the chicken, put it on there on high 4 hours, and you basically have pulled chicken. So canned chicken is essentially kind of like pulled chicken. So I loved canned chicken. Again, really quick and easy. BJ's That's a wholesale food place. Has like the big cans. I think in one whole big can's around 70 grams of protein. So I usually just have a whole can, but it's just good. It's, again, convenience. So that's another pre-cooked source of protein that I get. So I got my frozen pre-cooked chicken. I got my cans of tuna or my packets of tuna, which the packets of tuna taste a lot better. They taste a lot better. And then the canned chicken. Those are my go-to protein sources as far as pre-cooked foods. Then we go over to our microwavable rice. I love the microwavable rice. Again, really easy. Nowadays, they make them in the little cups, and that's 2 servings of carbohydrates right there. But it's already done for you. You take it, you grab it, throw it in the microwave, 1 minute, it's done. So if you took your pre-cooked chicken right from freezer, throw it in the pan, heat that up, put the rice in the microwave, take it out 1 minute, you could throw it right in the pan with the chicken, mix it up, boom, you have a meal right there, less than 10 minutes, done. Quick, easy, no thinking about it. But again, it's one of those meals that's going to help keep you on track. So, microwavable rice. They have microwavable everything now, carbs. They have microwavable cauliflower rice. I saw that the other day. They have microwavable pastas already done. You just got to be careful. You don't want to, some of those big bags of rice have like 75 carbs. You just got to be careful with some of that stuff. But again, you want just that convenience of it. Something that's quick and easy that you can take. Aside from microwavable rice, I actually really like rice cakes. I think they're a really good source, quick, easy source of carbohydrates that you can get. The tomato basil flavor is my favorite. If you guys haven't tried that, try that one. I think they have a new one, the everything it's called. But that one's not as good. Tomato basil, that was my favorite. Every time my mom has them, I eat them. And then she always tries to give them to me, and I'm like, no, because then I eat the whole thing. So those are good. Those are good sources of carbs. And, the other thing too, I can't read my own handwriting here on my handy dandy notes. Hash browns. Hash browns are a great alternative. They're very filling. So basically what a hash brown is, if you get the right ones, Stop and Shop sells them, any supermarket sells them. You got to look for the ones that have 0 grams of fat. My mom goes, I know. You have to look for the ones that are 0 grams of fat, but they're pretty voluminous. I think a serving in there is around 25 carbs, if I remember off my head. But it's a pretty decent sized serving. It takes a little bit to cook in the pan, but really convenient. What makes hash browns so bad is when you pour the oil in the pan to cook it. So if you use Pam and you spray it in the pan and then put the hash browns on top and just kind of brown them, and then you could season it with salt, pepper, whatever else. It's a really quick serving of carbohydrates, and it'll keep you fuller because it's actually a potato with no fat in it. So that's my other go-to, carbohydrate source there. So those are the pre-cooked foods that I worry about. Should we worry about the amounts of sodium in there? No. So sodium doesn't have calories. Sodium contains 0 calories. Sodium is actually what's considered a micronutrient, which means a mineral, It's a mineral and it contains 0 calories. So you cannot gain weight from sodium. What you will gain sometimes is extra water, but if you're consuming your gallon of water that you're supposed to have every day, you shouldn't be worried about sodium. So I wouldn't worry about it because the benefits of having a quick, easy, high protein meal is going to outweigh the short-term effect of the extra sodium. So for example, if you grab, what I just explained to you, like the pre-cooked chicken and the rice, if you have that, versus, grabbing a slice of pizza, that's obviously going to be a lot better for you. So don't look at sodium unless you have a problem with, high blood pressure or anything like that. That's a little different story. But I always add salt. Remember, you guys are exercising. You guys are, especially you, Kristen, you're running. You need those minerals. Vitamins and minerals are so important. Sodium is actually an electrolyte. It helps keep your body hydrated. It helps prevent cramps. So you guys actually should, again, pending you don't have a pre-existing condition, you should be putting salt on all of your foods. It helps you in the gym. It helps you get stronger. It helps you last a little bit longer in the gym. And again, it's just important for overall hydration. So you should definitely be adding salt to your food. And you'll actually be less bloated by consuming more sodium. I actually intentionally measure sodium and put it in my meals because it helps me, like I said, it gives you better results in the gym and no cramps and things like that. Helps you stay hydrated. So sodium is very important. All right, I lost my train of thought. The hash brown things. Yeah, so that's one of my go-to quick, easy meals. All right, and the last thing is the on-the-go options. It's always good to have your on-the-go options because, again, life always gets in the way. Life is always going to get in the way. It's never going to be a perfect time to diet. So you want to make sure you have options available that make this a lot easier. So some on-the-go options of things that I use, again, protein shakes. I'm a big fan of protein shakes. I don't consider protein shakes a supplement. I consider it food. I use protein shakes religiously. I have 2 shakes every day. It helps me hit my protein intake, and it makes my life that much easier and more convenient. 1 scoop of protein is equivalent to 25 grams of protein, which is probably equivalent to 10 egg whites. Now, in the morning, it's impossible for me to make 10 egg whites, but it's easier for me to have 1 scoop of protein. So I prefer protein shakes over protein bars because protein bars have other things in it. Protein shakes are just pure protein. So I am a big believer in protein shakes. I think they help you get your protein intake in, especially if you're struggling with getting your protein intake in. Protein will definitely help you. Again, you can do this without it. If you don't believe in protein powder or you don't want to have any supplements, that's totally fine. But it will definitely help you hit your protein intake that much easier. But again, it's a good on-the-go option. Beef jerky. I love beef jerky. It's a really easy option to get your protein intake. It's a good snack to take with you. It's better than grabbing a bag of chips. And one of those little bags of beef jerky is around 30 grams of protein. So again, that's equivalent to 1 scoop of protein powder or 10 egg whites or 4 ounces of chicken. So, hey Noel, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. So if you don't like beef jerky, I recommend trying turkey jerky. Turkey jerky is very similar to beef jerky, except it's turkey, but it's a lot lighter. It's not as hard and crunchy. Beef jerky, sometimes if you eat it, you're kind of like your jaw gets tired. Turkey jerky is a lot more softer, and they have different flavors of it. You just got to be careful that they're not high in fat. You have to just look at the label. And I guess we should probably do a seminar on how to read labels. I think that's we've done that 1,000 times, but I think it's good to kind of reiterate that stuff. But yeah, you want to make sure you just check out the label on those. But again, protein shakes, beef jerky, turkey jerky. I would put like a Quest bar or a protein bar in there because again, it's a better snack than most things, but I would rather prefer protein powder. Snack packs, look for the kids at this point. Those 100-calorie pre-measured snacks for kids are awesome when you're dieting and on the run and need food because they're convenient. They're already measured. You just got to grab it and go. One of our clients actually did really well with us. He had a lot of transformation. He had 2 transformations, but it's actually John. He might be on here right now. I didn't know. I might have missed him coming in. But John, awesome guy. But basically what he does is he has those 100-calorie packs, and then he just adjusts them based on his diet. So if he wants to gain weight, he adds more of them in. If he wants to lose weight, he takes more of them out. So it makes it that much easier for you. But they're already pre-packaged. So if you're a snacker and you like your snacks, I definitely recommend, hey Mike, hey good buddy, I'm glad. I hope you're doing well during this time. Mike says we're doing a great job. So I definitely recommend those 100-calorie packs or the kids snacks because they're quick and they're easy and they're already measured out for you. So like for example, if you wanted a little bit of whatever, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like the kids snacks, I don't know, whatever you guys like. You can buy the kid version of it and you grab it and you have your little taste of it and that's your serving and then you don't got to worry about it. You have your 1 pack, you finish it, and that's it. You're done. Convenient. Again, not thinking about it. That's what we're trying to do. Not thinking. We want it quick, we want it convenient. Those little bags are a lifesaver when it comes to a lot of things because it gives you a lot of variety too. They have a 100-calorie pack of different chips, pretzels, 100-calorie pack of, they have them in everything now. So you can basically get those and use those as an on-the-go snack. So if you're running out the door and you need to eat, you can grab a scoop of protein powder or 2 scoops of protein powder if you're a bigger individual, and you grab, a quick 100-calorie pack and you're done. Then again, going back to fruits are obviously good. An apple would be good. That's a serving of carbohydrates. A banana would be good. Again, you just have to fit these things into your day and what's going to be convenient. But the whole purpose is that you have these convenient things. But I think the most important thing that I'm talking about carbs on here, but I think that a lot of people struggle with getting your protein intake in. So I think that the most convenient thing with all of this is going to have that protein ready for you. Because protein takes a lot of time to prepare, cook. So having those convenient sources of protein are going to make a big difference. So me and John had this conversation today. What's up, Johnny? I see you in here. We had this conversation today about having a protein shake versus having a protein bar because you're going to get more out of the protein shakes, higher in protein, less in carbs and fat, and then you're able to have those other things throughout the day. But again, having those convenient sources of protein are going to make a bigger difference. Trust me, having it ready and there already is going to be a lot simpler than having to, I got to prepare food. I got to go make dinner. Whereas if you have the chicken already pre-cooked, you go to the freezer, you pull it out, you throw it in the pan, you heat it up, season it a little bit, boom, you're done. You don't got to think about it. Less thinking. Like Steve Jobs says, focus and simplicity, if you understand them, you can move mountains. And it's so true. And the last thing that I put on my list is a good one. When in doubt, Chipotle. Okay? It's not a joke. I'm serious. Chipotle is one of, me and Pete eat Chipotle pretty regularly because it's pretty easy and pretty standard how they do everything. Everything's measurement. Okay? You just have to be smart when you go to Chipotle. So if I'm dieting and I'm trying to lose body fat, I make sure I just get the rice. I don't even get the beans. I'll get 1 or 2 or 3 servings of chicken, okay? And then I'll get lettuce and I put salsa on it and that's it. Nothing else. Chipotle becomes a problem. Hey, Jason, I'm glad you love Chipotle too. You got to double chicken it, man. Do double or triple chicken. My allergies are killing me today. So Chipotle, it's what kills you with Chipotle is the other stuff. The guac. The cheese, all that other stuff that goes on top, the sour cream. That's where it's bad. That's when Chipotle becomes a problem. But other than that, Chipotle is really easy. And trust me, even ladies, get double chicken. Double chicken. It's 2 servings of chicken. It's a lot of food. It'll keep you full. It's tasty, convenient. Now I think they even have an app. You can order from it. Although right now with everything going on, I'm not ordering from Chipotle. I'm trying to support local. So I would rather get that from like a local restaurant, something similar. But that's the basic idea whenever I go out. This is kind of like my go-to meal if I'm going to go somewhere. And Chipotle is good. Tastes good. It's pretty convenient with price. But trust me, get double chicken or double steak or whatever. And I usually stick with the chicken and the steak. I think some of the other options of protein have a lot more fat. I have had the fajita vegetables in it, but they cook them in way too much oil, so I just avoid that. And I usually don't get the beans, and you're probably saying, why don't you get the beans? Beans are high in protein. They also have carbs in it. Beans are a source of carbs. So if I'm trying to gain weight, I'll put the beans on there. If I'm trying to diet, I'd rather have the rice. Hey, Dudley. How you doing, buddy? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Dudley was one of our best transformations we ever had, and he moved to Jersey on us. So, Dudley, I wish I could just add you in here so you could say a prayer for everybody and everything that's going on right now. But I know you're probably doing that. Hopefully you guys are doing well and staying safe. But yeah, so like I said, Chipotle is my go-to. The Moe's is kind of similar, but Chipotle is, I think, way better. But Moe's, same kind of idea. You can do the same thing there. All right, so let's sum everything up for you guys. So foods that make fat loss easier, okay? Frozen foods. Again, frozen vegetables, pre-serving. You don't have to measure them out. They won't go bad. Frozen protein. I like them pre-cooked. Frozen shrimp. Again, really good source of protein. Frozen fish. Easy to cook. I throw the fish, like if I get tilapia or salmon, I take it frozen. I'm savage. Take it frozen, throw it right on the pan with aluminum foil, spray it, season it, throw it right in the oven frozen. 20 minutes is done. Easy. Oh, I lost service for you guys. I'm back. Hopefully you guys got me. Frozen fruits, they last a lot longer. Again, I'm talking mostly frozen berries. So frozen strawberries, blueberries. Again, they also make a really good snack. Throw them in a bowl, some Cool Whip, some whipped cream, whatever you want to toss that up with. Sprinkle some cinnamon, some Splenda. Really quick, easy snack. They last forever. I lost service, Jason. Hopefully you hear me now. Hopefully I'm good. I did freeze. I lost service. Hopefully you guys hear me now. Precooked foods. Again, going with the pre-cooked chicken, that's going to make it a big difference for everybody. So go with that stuff. Again, quick, easy, convenient. You have it in there. Tuna, cans of tuna. I'm still frozen. I hope not. Hopefully you guys see me. Am I alive? Am I well? Am I here? Anybody hear me? Pete, am I good? Am I good, Pete? Someone liked it. Am I good? Tell me I'm good. Pete. Hello. Oh, I'm good. Hey, thanks, Ma. Thanks. Pete doesn't pay attention. Hey, thanks, Paul. Thanks. Hey, Pete, don't worry. When your check comes, that's going to be frozen too. All right, so, yeah, now good. Yeah, now they're on. Now Pete and Laura are active. They heard checks getting frozen, and now they're active. So pre-cooked foods, cans of tuna, Canned chicken. I love canned chicken. Great alternative to have. Stock the protein, guys. Stock the protein because it's the hardest thing to get in every day. Stock it. Microwavable rice, quick and easy. Hash browns, my secret. Don't tell anybody, okay? The zero fat ones. Got to look for those. Stop and Shop brand. Really good. Trust me. And then you got to go to Trader Joe's and get the everything seasoning and then throw those on top. Chef Boyar Anthony. Let me tell you. All right. And on the go, protein shakes. Love those. Turkey jerky. Beef jerky. Really good. Snack packs of fruits. Snacks. Kids snacks. Those 100-calorie snacks. All have your name written on them. You just got to make sure that you measure them out and measure out what you need for the day. And then when in doubt, Chipotle. Chipotle. Mic drop. And we are done for tonight, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow for our next one. Let you know what the topic is tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.